Welcome back to another episode of the Gimmick Podcast.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Tyler. So did you have anything in mind?
Well, you said you had a couple. Why don't I let you go first?
I don't know. It was like we've been rewatching
Marvel films.
The Marvel films, the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
We're currently watching Captain America.
Yay! I love Cap.
So we couldn't watch Hulk because they don't have it on Disney Plus. So we watched Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor, and now we're on Captain America.
Mm.
We're watching in release order. So yep. And then the next one's Avengers. So we'll be done with phase 1 in a second. Yeah.
It's funny. I realized rewatching Iron Man that, this when he gets dropped off on the plane after everything's happened and he just wants a burger.
Yeah.
I did that. I've done that.
You've done that? You relate to Iron Man?
In that moment, yeah. Well,
you've been taken hostage.
No, but do you remember when they postponed my surgery?
Yeah.
And I'm immediately like, yes, I want a burger. Stay of execution. I want a burger now.
Yeah.
My mom didn't find that as funny as I did. But
yeah. Well, they gave you very little time too. It was like, oh, we did the math and we're like, oh, you have about an hour to get something to eat. Because you have to give yourself the time to not have any food in your system.
So I'm like, yes, I want a smash burger right now.
Because before surgery, for hers at least, you had to have a specific amount of time.
You had to wait 12 hours.
Yeah.
I think it's that way with any surgery. 12 hours before the surgery, you can't eat. So I already sat there for 12 hours. I hadn't eaten for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then sat there for another 12 hours while they worked on other people.
Yeah. It was a long time. And then it's like, well, the
so
doctor is too tired and it'd be too risky to do it. Mm-hmm. So we want to have, full rest or some rest. But it's like we did the math and we're like, fuck, that's just enough time to get a burger. But after that, you're not going to have time.
Well, I'm the one that suggested the burger. I want smash burger. Okay, then if we're not doing this tonight, I want smash burger.
Yeah, we had to make the decision quick to figure out what to eat. Because otherwise, it would have been, I'm getting so hungry just thinking about that. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been enough time. So.
I realized that is totally like a thing I have done.
Yeah.
Narrow escape. I want burger.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd have been hungry too.
I get that.
So, yeah. So we've been watching the movies.
I too have also had a part of my heart ripped out of my fucking chest.
It wasn't ripped out.
They cut out a chunk of it.
They repaired it or whatever.
No, they replaced it with a synthetic one.
Yeah, not your heart though.
No, but part of it.
A valve.
Yes, they had to remove it and then replace it. Which, yeah, I guess I really do kind of get a little bit.
But you see, the thing is,
what's happening there?
For what you had and what he had, I don't think his heart was taken out.
It was not that it was taken out, but
was put in.
Yes, to keep the stuff from getting into his heart.
Dude, that guy would not be waking up. He'd be in so much pain.
Oh, it fucking hurts.
They just show him he's fine after like a day.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Dude, they would have had to have him sit there for 6 months or something.
But here's the thing, after that first week, you start to do a little bit better. Yeah, you kind of get the vibe.
He's hammering things.
Well, not at first. At first, he's ordering everybody around.
Well, bringing stuff in that takes a day. It's just a montage, but it's
Well, we don't know how long they say it's been a couple of months, don't they?
Well, he had to build the thing, though.
Right, but
but getting the parts in is the beginning part.
Anyways, you get a montage, so you get a sense of time. There's some
he's moving his arms a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have the materials, you have to build those materials. It's going to take months.
Especially after you've been resting for that long. Like your arms, like that first shower after my heart surgery was like, ooh. Sore.
Because your arms have been sitting there, or
yeah, you've been like laid back. you know, yeah, totally. Like I get a little bit of that, and you don't know exactly how long he's out for.
Mm-hmm.
For the whatever it is that they do to help him from dying.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know exactly how long it is.
Dude, it's not long enough. No, you have an idea because it takes about I think they said 3 months or something. Well, you need time to build the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even enough time to heal from what they did to him.
No, so. I couldn't go back to work for 3 months.
It took 3 months? I thought it was like 6.
3. I could go back to work after 3 months.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was 3 months. I think it was more than that. I remember it being way longer. I thought it was 6.
No, because
When did you have your surgery?
I had it in the end of June.
Yeah, I thought you didn't get back.
And I was able to go back in like...
I thought it was like October.
Yeah, so about 3 or so months.
4 months. 4 months. Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
But anyways, I keep trying to steer the ship towards the movies, Rachel.
Well, I wish I'm bringing it back to. So
I know.
I feel it a little bit. Like I get you there, Tony. Oof.
Yeah, the guy, not enough time. But yeah, so we've been watching those, trying to rewatch them.
Mm-hmm. I like Cap
to rewatch them.
What?
Rachel likes to give me fun facts during the movie when I'm like, Rachel, can we just watch the movie? She's trying to give me like a history lesson, talking about other things that have nothing to do with the film. It's like, let's watch it. I haven't seen it since it came out. You act like
you've never seen. Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I was telling you, some of them I haven't seen since they were in the movie theaters. I didn't buy the movies, so how was I supposed to watch them? I'm not going to go rent a movie I've already seen in the movie theaters.
They've been on streaming in other places, but
I'm not paying to stream them. And it's Disney. It ain't cheap. They don't have a sale.
No, I mean like they
movies.
were on like Netflix and stuff at different points.
A few of them.
That's where I originally watched Cap.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, that don't really matter. I like Cap though. Cap's one of my favorite MCU characters.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Captain America is?
I like Cap.
Out of all the characters, Captain America.
What? I could say that I like
He is the most boring character of them all.
This man doesn't get nuance.
Who's more boring?
Okay, he's not boring just because he's not little angsty Mr. McBroody.
Who's more boring?
God, you're such a Slytherin.
What I'm saying is like every other character is more entertaining than he is.
No, I like Cap as a character.
You said he's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it's the same reason I think it's the same reason you hate Superman. You're not a Superman fan?
Superman's boring and has too many powers.
No. The thing with Superman and with Cap is okay, so I don't know. I find that the whole like person who has these capabilities of doing good things and is a good person trying to navigate that and trying to continue being a decent person and trying to, weigh the ethics of it and just trying to be. I don't mind characters trying to be good people. Or weighing the ethical dilemmas of what they're doing, but they also feel a sense of responsibility, which I kind of like. That's what Superman learns from his growing up in the Midwest. You do what you are capable of doing. You help people in the way that you are capable of helping people. Oh, you've got extra capabilities now? All right. It's your duty to now do more because you have more.
People always say that it takes courage to do the right thing. Bullshit. It takes fucking heart to do the thing that has to be done. And Superman doesn't have the heart to do what has to be done.
He does.
Captain America doesn't have the heart to do what has to be done. He's all noble and stuff, and I don't care. Fuck off with that bullshit.
It's not about nobility. It's not about nobility, you nihilist.
It's always about nobility.
God, you're such a Slytherin sometimes, and I'm a Hufflepuff. Can you tell?
Yes. Well, they don't have to tell you. Tell them every fucking podcast. Anyways.
You like the dark, edgy, caught up their own ass characters.
But I said all the other characters are more interesting than Captain America.
No, I'm just saying I like the character.
You said, no, you keep switching it.
Do you?
You've been saying that it's your favorite.
I like him.
You said it was your favorite
character. I enjoy Captain America.
You said he's your favorite, though.
I never said he's a favorite. I said I like Cap.
Rachel, we literally have it on camera. And I even asked you, I go, that's your favorite? And you go, yes.
I like Cap. I guess I would maybe say he's my favorite, but
oh my gosh,
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I like Cap just because he's a good person trying to do the right thing. Like I don't need you can leave the angsty bullshit and nihilist bullshit.
Rachel, but it's not only that. I'm saying there's Black Widow. There's all these other characters that are infinitely more entertaining and interesting than Captain America. The dude is a popsicle.
Black Widow barely does anything.
He is a popsicle. She does a lot. She doesn't have all of that. She has training. She doesn't have the super strength that Steve just happened to be gifted.
Well,
he didn't do anything for that shit. No,
he got it. He chose him. You're missing the entire
He has white privilege, Rachel. It's just given to him.
He is chosen.
Black Widow's not just given that.
He's chosen for that program because of the fact that he wants to stand up for people. That it's not about some bloodthirsty, because he's not a bully.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That sounded so cheesy what you just said. He's not a bully. Guess what? If this was real life, they wouldn't be giving it to the nerd. They'd be giving it to the strong guy because strong guy would turn out even more strong. It's the government. They don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Which is what they literally try to do in the movie. We just watched
But it's a fucking movie. It's not real life.
That's, again, that is
why. They
don't
care about your morals. They want somebody who is in line with their sights.
Which is what they're trying to do to Cap throughout the rest of the movie, and he's brushing up against it.
Yeah, but that's why you don't give it to that guy. You got to give it to the guy that already agrees with what you're doing.
Cap agrees, but he also isn't a bully and is not going to go out of his way to hurt people.
Dude, he is the lamest fucking character ever. I stand up to bullies no matter who they are. So he's not only is he anti-bully, which is hilarious, but he is a fence sitter.
No, he's not.
Do you want to kill people?
Yeah,
I don't want to kill people. I just don't like bullies.
No, it's do you want to kill Nazis? No, yes. I'm not. I hate any.
Why can't he just say he doesn't like Nazis? He's like
he can.
The writers are like, we got to be careful saying this.
No, I don't think that was the point. I think
Why doesn't he go, not only do I not like Nazis, I don't like bullies?
They could have said it that way.
Could have said that. But he's a fence sitter.
No, I think they're trying to make a bigger point. It's not just about Nazis. It's about the fact that anybody behaving like that is not cool with Cap.
Yeah, but they didn't have to make it the everybody argument, did they?
Well, I think they're doing that so that it doesn't. They're doing that so it doesn't feel weird when he starts going into other areas, or when he starts fighting other groups. And I mean, it's implicit in Cap that Cap hates Nazis. Of course he does. He's Jack Kirby's creation. The original fucking, the first comic with Captain America on it is him punching Hitler. And my favorite Jack Kirby story is what I love this story. So Jack Kirby.
This is what she's doing when I couldn't pause the movie.
So Jack Kirby, right after that first issue, made some neo-Nazis and skinhead white supremacist types very angry with that cover, and that Captain America hates Nazis. He made them and he's also a Jewish man. So all these little neo-Nazi skinhead types get all mad, call him up at the Marvel offices in New York and say that they're downstairs and they're gonna kick his ass. Oh, are you? Now, if you've ever seen what Jack Kirby looks like, he had just finished a tour in World War II. He's in his late 20s. He's huge. He's a solid guy. This is a probably, you look at him and yeah, he could kick your ass in a bar fight. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you want to mess with him. And so he's like, all right, so roll up his sleeve. I'll meet you downstairs. And they scatter. They did not expect Jack to be like, yeah, bring it, bitch. I love it. It's so funny.
Did Jack Kirby's family get any money after he died?
I think so. I think that
because I get this weird feeling they don't.
No, Stan.
They should own half of Marvel.
Well,
did he sell his chunk at some point?
I don't think so, but I do believe Jack Kirby's estate does get a cut. If I remember
probably
right.
Not anywhere near what Stan Lee's now.
Well, gets. It depends because Stan Lee is considered the head of Marvel.
Why? He was a duo.
Jack Kirby is a comic book creator who also worked at a bunch of other places too. So the characters that Jack created, Jack gets credit for. Jack gets credit for Cap. Jack gets credit for, he wrote a lot of characters, so a lot of his characters he does get credit for.
He's not alive anymore, right?
No.
Could you imagine if he was alive to see any of this? Or at least Endgame up to that point?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but I feel no, they don't get anywhere near what Stan Lee gets.
He didn't pull what he did. It's definitely not the way it went down with Bill Finger in Batman.
What do you mean? Which end are you going? Because eventually Bill Finger gets some credit, but I've seen
after 50 years.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's he didn't get shit, and then he got stuff way after he's gone. But all they want is credit now. I don't know how much money they got from it.
Stan never pretended that Jack didn't exist. Stan talked about Jack. Stan gave Jack some credit. Yeah, whereas
giving
Bob,
credit is one thing, but how much money did his family get for creating half of the fucking characters?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to look that up. That's not where I expected this discussion to go.
Yeah, I wonder if they got anything.
I'm sure his estate gets some cuts.
Because some people are well, people die so long later, so they don't really deserve it anymore.
No, I think it's
just because one person survived longer than the other.
I believe I don't know exactly what the arrangement is, but when his characters are used, I think he does get a cut. Or his estate gets a cut. I don't know who exactly has his estate right now off the top of my head, but from what I remember reading, Jack does get a cut. He didn't do what Bob Kane did to Bill Finger.
We need more new superheroes that are that feel good somehow. Not feel good, but feel right. They just work. I don't know. They came out with so many, and a good portion probably didn't work, but there were a lot of classics, and then all of a sudden it just kind of died. You got Deadpool, I guess, is a more recent one. But what?
I'm waiting for you to see Sandman. I think you're gonna like it.
I don't know if that's a classic one,
Yeah, it literally is.
I don't know. Not a lot of people know about Sandman. Only a few.
We've been
it's more
into
like
3 comic
people.
book shops, and all 3 of them literally have written over its section that it has to itself that it's a seminal classic. That it's like one of the most important comic books of all time.
I don't know about that. There's other comics next to it.
Yes, but it's
always a very small, very, very small section of any comic book store.
Well, my point being, small. It is like when you think about seminal comics, it's stuff like Watchmen. It's, and Sandman's always included in that discussion too.
Here's the thing, right? A lot of these original or the early characters were so basic, but they somehow worked. Like Hulk smash. Like it's so basic. He's green and he's big, and he wears like shorts that are all tore up. But
because
it's like, why can't we make more characters anymore that are very simple and just somehow they work? They don't really do that anymore. It has to be like thoughts and stuff like that. Like Sandman is like a lot of deep shit, but you don't have any of those early characters being that fucking deep.
I think you like Umbrella Academy too.
No, what's one of the characters? That's like simple.
Well, they each have like their own little gimmick.
Like what?
One of them can go through like time or space. One is
they all kind of look the same though.
No, they're all different. One has the ability to like make you do whatever she says by saying, I heard a rumor that, and then whatever she says after that happens.
So it's not a rumor then.
Well, that's just the way her gimmick of her power.
But it's not a rumor. It's like, I saw the future and.
Well, she basically makes it into existence.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's stupid that she says it's a rumor when it's going to happen. So I saw the future and should be what it should be, not a rumor. If it ends up happening, does she actually make up the stuff, or is she?
Whatever she says happens.
No. Is she creating the things?
Yes.
Or
essentially, I heard a rumor that you ran away. I heard a rumor that whatever.
Okay, but you're not. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. Is it coming to her and she's just reading what's coming to her mind?
No, she's making it up.
She's putting it out there? Then it's not a fucking rumor. I saw the future and...
Semantics. Jesus.
It's not semantics. It doesn't make any sense. How do you see a rumor and...
She doesn't see it. She makes it happen by saying that. I heard a rumor
I get that, but I'm saying... You say heard. So yeah, she heard a rumor. Then none of that makes any sense.
Well, it's just the way that the key that unlocks her power. It's just the key to it.
But
you have to have a hook.
Key.
You have a certain hook. Like the certain man has his stance for flying. Iron Man has his stances for his different things.
Yeah, those stances work for what they're doing, but she's saying rumor and it's not a rumor.
Well, the rumor that then she makes happen. Then
I use electricity to kill, and it's like water.
I don't know what to fucking tell you, okay? It's just the way that the comic book power works.
It's stupid.
Whatever.
A rumor.
Anyway, next character. Jesus, you're getting so stuck on that.
God, I hope this one's stupid too.
No, Klaus sees dead people.
But are they alive?
No, they are dead.
Oh, that one makes sense. Look at that. I see dead people.
Shut up.
That's your buddy in the corner that's alive? Oh.
Each character, there's a vehicle for the way their power works. For the one who can go through time and space, he's using math. He does equations in his head to like, okay, like there's the way that he does the equations that get him from A to B. That's the way that each one has sort of a hook to the way that their powers work.
How does doing math make him time travel?
She activates her. Well, it's like the MC squared quantum theory.
Yeah, but what's the thing that makes it just go from writing to...
He's not writing. He's doing the math in his head. Like, okay, whatever, and it works.
Why you got to do math? Why can't you just do it?
Well, that is a thing that's happening right now. But yeah, that's a theory of time travel right now. If you can get the math and the theoretical like quantum physics numbers right, you can basically Doctor Who. That is a field of science right now. I don't
get like the whole why you got to do math. If you can do it somehow, why do you have to do the math to do it?
It's the idea is that's the vehicle for his powers to work. That's the sort of the rumor's powers are activated by, I heard a rumor that's like the activation key. It's the thing that makes it.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's not.
So dumb.
But anyway.
It's like a bunch of work to make something happen. Oops. I have to jerk off before I super speed around.
Oh, whatever. You done? You done?
No.
Okay.
I gotta pick my nose before I can spit a super loogie.
It's not.
No, it's so
whatever.
dumb. I have to take a nap before I use my laser beam eyes. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of workup. So they obviously did that so that it causes issues when they're having to like load them up. Somebody can interrupt it.
It's not that like they don't show it as being that complicated. Like you see him do like a little mental math for a second and make the thing work.
Yeah, but they made it so you can interrupt that, or they can interrupt it with writing. Like, no. There's this character that if they punch you or something while you're doing it, then you're fucked.
No, it's not. You're going way too deep into this in a way it doesn't need to be.
But it seems too complicated to begin with. Why would they even add that? Why can't they just do what they're doing?
It's not that complicated. They do what they're doing, but there needs to be like a couple of seconds where...
Yes, in those couple of seconds, you can interrupt.
Again,
maybe they haven't done it yet, but they will.
You'll see. Because you are
none of them ever gets interrupted.
Well, you're not. It's not about being interrupted because it doesn't take that long.
It's long enough in a superhero film.
But when sometimes it doesn't always go right.
Dude, we just saw 2 movies where a guy had to snap his fingers. Okay, you know how quick a snap of a fingers is? Boom, that's all you had to do. Mm-hmm. But yet they interrupted that motherfucker plenty of times.
But he also literally had to go get all the stuff to make that happen.
No, but I'm saying once he had it, though, it took quite a while to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had, like that's way quicker than that whole thinking thing that you're talking about.
Well, they're also doing it as he's going. Like he's not just standing there and doing the math. He's working on it in his head a little bit.
Why would they add this if they're not going to interrupt the process once in a while?
It's not that it's interrupted, but you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean when you actually watch the damn show.
Will I see?
Jesus, you haven't even seen it. You don't even know.
Well, I'm just asking questions. You can say yes or no.
Anyways, you just kind of get like, you don't realize totally that is what 5 does, is he's doing the math. But there's a couple of points where he mentions, I did the math wrong, da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So when he'll pause for like a second. Okay, there you go. Like, it doesn't take that long, but then he'll realize either maybe he did the math wrong or there's something.
Did it cause an issue when they do the math wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why they added it then.
Well, kind of, but it also makes each person kind of has a vehicle for the way that their power works.
You don't need a fucking vehicle. You just do it. But there's a reason they added that vehicle is so that they can cause an issue in the future.
But every character has that thing. Superman has the kryptonite, Wonder Woman.
Kryptonite is not a vehicle to do stuff.
When she gets tied up.
Dude, kryptonite is like a weakness.
Yeah, but the way you're making it sound is like you're referring to it like it's a weakness.
No, but I'm saying the reason they added that little detail in there of having to do the vehicle thing is so that they could mess with it later. Because otherwise, no point. It's just wasted fucking energy on the show by having a vehicle on your shit. But like you said, is he messed up the math? That's why they add that stuff. So once in a while you can fuck it up because if there's a high tense situation, you want that to be there so that you add more tension.
Yeah, but it's also pretty typical to any comic book character. Superman doesn't just blow his ice breath. He has to do he has to almost like charge it up. The laser beams aren't immediate. You kind of have to do
Yeah, and people interrupt that shit though. That's what I'm saying, is that they're there for a reason. Okay. It can't be random.
I'm not saying it's random, but it's just like...
Have you ever seen when Batman like lifts up to shoot his fucking grappling hook? People have like tackled him or something so he can't use it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. There's a reason why there's
You're stuck on this in a way I don't think you need to be.
But what I'm stuck on is all of that is mental, right? Like with Batman, when he has to lift up his arm because he's not a fucking superhero. He has to use his objects. There's a reason why. If he could just use his fucking mind, he would. But he can't. So, there's a reason why he has to lift shit up and do. Superman's he's Superman and really stupid. So.
Anyway. See, he doesn't get decent people. I swear to God. You hate decent people trying to do good things.
I like interesting people, not fucking boring ass.
So caught up in your lasagna, boy.
Noble people.
It's not about nobility. It's about like, I'm a decent person and I'm trying to do the right thing. That's what it's about. And Cap does have a progression.
He's as noble as Mobility Mary. She's on this little scooter around like LA somewhere. She's this old woman from the sounds of it. And she just has this GoPro on her fucking scooter and yells at people that are on the sidewalk. You're talking about like they have their dog. Can you move out of my way, please? And she would upload it to like expose people. It's fucking hilarious. But apparently she's doing the right thing though.
What?
Yes. She's doing the noble thing. Oh, somebody lays their scooter down next to the fucking sidewalk. She has to complain to those people. Or like if there were homeless people on the sidewalk and she's like, you guys can't be here. Stuff like that. But she's doing it in her head is a noble cause. I think she's stupid like Superman.
Okay, that's not something Superman would do.
No, but I'm saying it's like a noble act, right? You're not supposed to be on the sidewalk.
No, not necessarily. My point being...
When should you be on the sidewalk?
What's wrong with being on the sidewalk?
If you're in the way?
Okay, you should probably watch out. But my point being, also being, like, you're getting way caught up in this weird pedantic stuff.
Never.
Now, because the thing is, characters like Superman and Captain America see a bigger picture. And see that, my job now that I have these extra abilities and these capabilities, my job now is to use those to help people. That's what you do. And one of my favorite Superman moments is when he does help that little girl get her cat out of the tree. And it's not just that he got this girl's cat out of her tree, because he doesn't just do that.
Such a waste of time.
He then turns around and he can hear her parents fighting inside. And she sees him kind of noticed and kind of gets a little nervous. And he takes the time to have this whole conversation with her and encourage her and give her hope that, things change. It's not always going to be like that. And that is what makes Superman Superman. And that's
he wastes his time on little things.
No, because everybody matters.
Not everybody matters. Yes, what are you talking about?
They do.
So you think Trump matters?
My point being is, I like characters that are not just offensive; they're defensive.
Oh, so not every character.
Well, no, I like a character with a shield, because the idea with the shield is you're not over here trying to hurt anybody, but I'm not starting it, but I can fucking finish it.
You can what?
I'm not starting this shit, but I can fucking finish it. which I kind of love.
Yeah, you go save your cats out of trees, Superman. Leave the real fighting.
How many times in the comic do you just have to say, "Don't make me call him"? Bat has done that. Don't make me call him, and everyone fucking quakes because they know he's talking about Superman. Because you don't want to make him come down here, okay?
He's the most overpowered character of all time. I don't know why you like him.
Good people doing the right thing is not bad. Jesus.
It is bad.
But then there's also another superhero moment I like. Yeah, I didn't care for Justice League, but I love in that opening scene. Yeah, I know we all got distracted with the fucking mustache being painted over and whatever. But
that's not going to be in this upcoming film, right? Because that's Josh filmed that.
Josh did that. See,
they're not going to use any of his stuff in it.
One of the things that I liked that he did there was show that little sort of cat scenario. It was show that
thank God it's not
basically he's walking away from the situation. He's got reporters hounding him and people are trying to like get the exclusive with Superman and blah, blah, blah. But then he hears 2 kids. And those are the 2 he goes to. And I love that. It's that encouragement. It's that taking the time of with the little things you do, you can be Superman too. Like, no, you don't have those powers, but you know what? You can stand up for people. You know what you can do? You can stand up for the right thing. You can help people. You can volunteer. You can do what's right.
I don't care. I hope Superman dies and we never get him again.
But the thing I like about that scene is that he takes the time, he goes, and of all the reporters, he picks these 2 kids with their iPhone because he understands the power he has to encourage these kids. He understands that these kids are going to remember this for the rest of their life. This little interaction with me is going to be a huge deal to them. And by doing that, I am encouraging their interest. I am giving them validation and hope and encouragement. And the thing that I love too, that they're having this conversation and they ask, "What do you like about Earth?" And he kind of pauses for a second and he smiles. And I feel like the thing he's about to say next is you. People like you.
Oh my God. No, Superman reminds me of like these church cartoons. Very noble people. They always know exactly what to say. They do exactly the perfect thing. Eat your Wheaties, little Timmy. Eat your cereal. It's very healthy for you. Fuck all that sugar. That's what I'm getting from Superman.
That's propaganda. This isn't necessarily propaganda. This is somebody with a lot of power and influence taking a minute to make these kids' day. It's something so small and consequential for him in the long run. But this will fuel these kids. This will help these kids feel like...
Dude, he's acting exactly like all of that stuff, though. He's acting like the professional wrestler that's like, you got to eat your or like Hulk Hogan when he first started. You got to take your vitamins and stuff like that. I guarantee you there's probably some Superman thing that says you got to take your vitamins. I would not be shocked right now. I'm pretty sure that's a thing. That's what it's reminding me of, though, is like that wholesome imagery. And I just don't give a fuck about that.
It's not necessarily about the wholesomeness. It's the fact that it's that underdog thing of, you know what? I'm humble enough to know that my power has influence. I'm humble enough to know.
He doesn't have to be humble, though. He is Superman.
Yeah,
he has all the powers.
And that, I think, is a cool thing that he like, yeah, you don't have to do this, but you do.
Dude, Superman would not act like this in real life.
No, the reason that he acts like this is because he's from the Midwest. I grew up in a very like type of place that, yes, this, like, I think it's why I like Superman because, yeah, I grew up with a lot of those values.
That is not a point. I grew up in the Midwest. You know how many killers are in the Midwest?
Yeah, I know that too. But at the same time, there's a lot of there's a lot of the community in the Midwest that, you know, you try to do the right thing. There's a huge emphasis on volunteering, on, you know, taking care of your community. You know all your neighbors, and you know what's going on.
That's not the Midwest.
Lives.
That is a very conservative Midwest you're talking about.
It's the good part of it.
Very conservative Republican part of the Midwest.
Conservative is being caring?
No, it's the saying one thing, doing another. It's the let's get together, let's take care of each other and stuff. But they don't really give a fuck. They're doing it for their own views of how they look.
Not always. What is so wrong with helping people?
It's not helping. They're helping for their own. They're trying to feel good about themselves.
Not always. It's so inherent in the way that I grew up that you volunteer.
You know what else you grew up with?
That you take care of people and that you just doing the right thing.
Yeah. Are we just going to ignore the other part of what you grew up with?
No, I know. But I mean, this is the better part of that conservative worldview, is that emphasis on that.
Yeah. Shouldn't we focus on the literally the worst part of it?
No, I know all that too. But the whole point of Superman being from the Midwest is that he grew up with that values of compassion.
I'm surprised he didn't shave his head and have a Confederate flag.
No.
That's all I'm saying. He grew up in the Midwest.
No. This is also another character written by two Jewish men.
Yes. Did they grow up in the Midwest? Where did they grow up?
I think they actually might have.
I don't think so.
But the point that they had of him growing up in the Midwest is that he has these core values of compassion and empathy and of trying to do the right thing for other people and helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that is kind of a Pollyanna, whatever way of looking at the Midwest, but it is there. It is there.
So is racism, the Ku Klux Klan.
I know. But it's everywhere else too, so
not as thick as it is there though.
And that's why I think Bats and Superman kind of clash, because he's such this weird rugged.
Batman sees the world as it is.
No,
Superman
he doesn't.
sees the world as what he wants it to be. There's a difference. And that's the difference. And that's why they have a hard time getting on the same page.
No, the reason that they have an issue getting on the same page is because Batman is so stuck on his rugged individualism fucking Ayn Rand bullshit.
Did you not see Batman versus Superman?
Yes.
Where the building's collapsing around him and he's being literally... I like how you make fun of somebody who has PTSD, essentially, from that fucking shit. There's a war zone, essentially. Fucking buildings collapsing. You see people dying in front of you. And the one person that you associate that with is the guy flying in the sky that is considered to be the one that caused it.
That is why Zack Snyder doesn't seem to know shit about
what are you
Superman.
Talking about? This is what I don't get. People are
Superman?
That doesn't make any sense. If there's all this destruction, which Marvel didn't like to acknowledge in the earlier stuff, is that there's going to be all this destruction and people's lives affected, and they only acknowledge it way later.
See, again, Superman in the comic would have taken the time to try to help evacuate, to try to take care of people, to do all that stuff.
You don't have time to evacuate that many people.
Superman usually doesn't take too long to fuck up the villain. He fucks up the villain and gets people to safety.
Dude, Rachel's types of movies would be so fucking boring.
No.
Oh, it'll take 2 seconds to take care of the bad guy. That's literally the whole film surrounds around.
No. That's not. See, I think building it on this the premise that Zach built it on. See, he's such a nihilist and such on Batman's side. I don't feel like he fully gets Superman.
Well, he made Batman the villain in Superman versus Batman. Batman versus
But you're
Superman.
supposed to be on his side.
Whose?
Batman's.
You gotta pick one good, one evil for the film. You can't have it both good, Rachel. And he made it so you can kind of see where Batman's coming from of the destruction. Yeah,
we firmly go on his side.
It's an alien. Nobody really knows Superman.
See, in the comic it's based on, they have a philosophical discussion. Superman is more on the collectivist, everyone matters, doing the best for the most people you can kind of mindset. Whereas Bats is on his fucking rugged individualist, fucking Ayn Rand bullshit. And can't see past his own fucking self.
We're going to have a bingo card for this podcast, and Ayn Rand is going to be on there. So every time somebody says something, you have to fill in the little slot. So Ayn Rand is already on there. That's pretty much your like free bingo slot or whatever. What do they call that? Your free space?
Whatever.
Ayn Rand.
Anyway. He is, though. That is his nihilist, individualist, Ayn Rand mindset. That's exactly
Superman would literally
be
a huge threat in real life. There'd be no way you can let some dude with lasers shooting out of his eyeballs, flying at super speed, all of this shit to exist. You just want it. We would literally try to kill Superman. That's just what it would happen. Imagine if, let's say it's not Superman. It's some superior being come from the fucking sky and like has all these superpowers. That would be terrifying.
Yes, but when he's also clearly on your fucking side and saving people. How are we going to
figure that out, though?
When he's saving people. Again, you don't take the time to do that.
Have time. We're going to shoot that motherfucker with the nuke.
Soups has time.
In real life, you're not going to have time. He'll be shot from the sky so quickly. At least he'll try.
And again, the point of that comic when they have this debate is it's a very philosophical debate that they discuss. That Superman's about like protecting as many people as he can and being preventative and trying to get to like the root of the thing and doing the most good for the most amount of people. Whereas Batman's very much on his like individualist, like I'm doing what the fuck I want to do.
Batman doesn't have time to rescue everyone, so he has to do what's like the biggest issue. He doesn't have, you got to remember, he doesn't have super speed. He doesn't have all this stuff. He has himself. He can only go so quick. Mm-hmm. He has to focus on the main issues.
Which is why he should sit the fuck down.
Which is why Superman should just die, because clearly this guy's way too overpowered for these fucking movies. We can't. This is why they don't really have a successful movie with him. It just they just don't work.
The original
Superman is too powerful.
The Christopher Reeves were good,
and he broke his fucking neck and was paralyzed for the rest of his life. It was meant to be.
Anyway, he gets the thing the thing that was very right about Superman is that everyone you care about everyone.
But you got to be careful, by the way, if you say wear a helmet or you might turn into Superman.
Jesus. Why?
I read that the other day. I'm like, oh my God, if you told a kid if you didn't wear a helmet, you'd turn into Superman, it would be so bad.
Why?
They'll be like, okay.
Why?
Why what?
Why?
It's just, it gave me a chuckle when I read it because it's just so dark. Because if you see the documentary with Christopher Reeves, it's so depressing.
Yeah, he's a good dude, though.
Was.
Yeah, I know. But
dude, that was the most ironic thing that could have happened to a guy that played Superman.
Well,
this character that is like flies around and then all of a sudden is confined to a fucking bed for the rest of his life.
We should all be really, really watching out for what's his name?
Yeah, fuck. I know who you're talking about. The guy that plays Superman right now.
Yeah,
Well,
and Brian Roth.
You had the other guy that was Superman, and
Brian Roth. Now,
well, the thing is, we don't really have to too much.
Have you not heard?
Have
you not heard the curse of Superman?
The what?
The curse of Superman.
I don't know what kind of curse there is because the last two have been.
You know what happened to the guy that played him on the TV show?
How long ago was this?
In like the 40s.
Okay, what happened? That was a long time ago.
He shot himself. Or maybe was murdered. I'm not sure. It's kind of an unsolved mystery. Then Reeves gets injured. Like they're like it's like a thing that like actors that play him.
But after that, I don't think anybody really got hurt. The only part you have to worry about is when he's playing The Witcher and he's on that fucking horse. Because if the horse just stops, he's fucked.
I love how in the nerd community he is.
But the thing is, yeah, he's so nerdy, he's not doing crazy shit. So we don't have to worry about that. He's like playing video games when he has a chance. So most of the stuff they have him doing anyways is not something that you should fall and get injured from.
Right.
It's not going to happen during the filming. It's going to happen if he's horseback riding or something crazy. Right. But I don't think he has to worry. Plus, I think also they've gotten so much better at like fixing people's like a lot of people that you would think would get paralyzed. They don't really get paralyzed anymore.
Medicine's
a lot
amazing.
of people, surgery too. A lot of people in the motocross community, dude, you would not believe how often people break their back or break their neck and they get fixed like it was nothing. And it blows my mind. And I'll see the accidents and then they get back and they're fine and stuff. I know a few of them that have broken parts of their spine and they're walking. I'm like, what the fuck? So, you know, obviously there's only one guy I've heard of like where he like 3 years ago. Okay. Where he's just confined, like he just can move his face and stuff. That's it. Oof. But that was, you know, that's one of how many fucking people that do it. It's crazy. You have to be very unlucky to make it so you can't walk anymore when you're doing that stuff. At least from the statistics, I like the amount of people I've seen and heard of. You're more likely to die than to get paralyzed. Okay. A lot of people have died, but paralyzed, not so much. But yeah, I think we're gonna end on that happy little note before it stops recording. We shall see you next week at some point Friday. Bye.